Hi, I'm Jeff Saylor, and welcome to this edition of Jeff Saylor's A&A Alert. Last week, the AICPA finalized their long-anticipated resource to assist with the implementation of the new System of Quality Management Standards, and the practice aid got released just 2 days ago. The AICPA took quite some time to work on this because they wanted to make sure that they had a really quality resource, and having reviewed it, I think they did a great job. Squeamish 1, which was issued in June last year, requires all firms with an A&A practice, that's audit and accounting, to implement a new system of quality management by December 15th of 2025. Now, this not only includes firms which perform audits, but firms which perform any A&A engagements, including audit, review, compilation, or even preparation engagements. So, thus, virtually all firms are going to have to upgrade their systems, and the changes are significant. The new standard replaces the old control document that you have that was required by Sasquatch 8, as I like to call it, and increases the required components from 6 to 8, adding risk assessment and information and communication, both which I think are major improvements to the overall concept. The goal here is to improve overall firm quality and places emphasis on a new risk-based approach to design, implement, and operate a system of quality management. However, at 80 pages in length, the standard can be quite daunting. So to assist with the implementation, the AICPA has created an AICPA practice guide entitled Establishing and Maintaining a System of Quality Management for a CPA Firm's Accounting and Auditing Practice, which is available free to members on their website. And there's 2 versions, one for sole practitioners and one for small to medium-sized firms, along with an Excel spreadsheet example for how to do your risk assessment. So, with that being said, let's take a look online at this new resource.
So here we go. We're at a blank page in a browser and we type in AICPA-CIMA.com. And that's our website. We could have also typed in AICPA.org and it would have redirected us to this. So here we go. We want to get to resources. And under resources, we want audit and assurance. And there we get lots of pretty pictures. It says audit and assurance. And oh, look, there's these nice resources here. But notice they're kind of old. That's not what we want. Certainly there's some more stuff. Aha, here we go. Some new ones down here. And there is what we're looking for. Statement of Quality Management Standards. And it is locked, but we can click on it anyway. And here we get, make sure we're in the right place. Statement of Quality Management Standards Practice Aids. There it is. I want to download it, but it's locked. So, yep, what I need to do is sign in. So you sign in under yours, of course, not mine. And password and log in. And now that I'm logged in, that resource is now unlocked. And of course, they give you a quick write-up, tells you on September 26th they released this, which is just ensures you're at the right place. And now what you do is simply click on that download. Now this is a little tricky because when you actually click on that, you don't actually get the practice aid. Instead, what you get is this page that's an alert. And it tells you that there is a practice aid. I'm not sure why they two-step this. I'm guessing it's to somewhat keep their resources secure from bots and things like that. But anyway, in this case, what you do next is you click on the Here button. And once you click on that, it pulls up a second web page that looks like this. And this is where you are actually going to get your resources. All right. And it gives you a quick little write-up about how you do it and this and that. And the first one is for sole practitioners. The second one is for small and medium-sized firms. And the third one is a risk assessment Excel template, which is nice to have and can be used for all of this. So basically, you just click the download buttons and you will find that you can download each and every one of these things quite quickly, and off you go. Now, once they're downloaded, you can go and open those PDFs or Excel spreadsheets. So here we have the one that is for sole practitioners. Notice it's quite pretty. Some nice graphics there. It starts out with a good overview of everything going on, overview of risk assessment itself, and then a really nice library of quality objectives and things. These are pretty neat, followed by monitoring and remediation, and then if you want to read the whole standard, there it is. Let me go to page 18 because I do find this somewhat fascinating how this works. And here we go. Here's our library of objectives. Now, what's cool here is over here, say under governance and leadership, and of course it refers to the actual standard. You see over here you've got your various quality objectives going on. That's pretty neat the way that functions. Now, taking it on down here, you get into problems, what I would call a quality risk, and then you can select whether that's low, medium, or high. And over here, you can select for all these areas, the likelihood, impact, and quality risk, if these are low, medium, or high, and these types of things which tie in with the concept of how this works. So that's pretty cool. Now, if we go to the next one, that is for small and medium-sized firms. You're going to find this is almost identical to the one for sole practitioners, but you will find that you have a few more pages down here in the library section. That's just how that plays out. So that's pretty much how those two things are and how you use those. Now here we have opened up the Excel spreadsheet, and it's got several tabs at the bottom. The first one says, read this first. Well, you can't miss that. And that's great because it is the instruction. It gives you the format and how the tabs are by the components. It actually is 6 of the 8 components there. It doesn't have to get into risk assessment nor the remediation and monitoring because those kind of run on their own. Then gets down to quality objectives, explains what those are, explains the concept of quality risks and how it works out, and it points out that to determine if a risk is a quality risk for your firm, you determine the likelihood of the risk occurring and then determine the impact of that. That's how it plays out. And it goes in there and talks about how you fill that out. And then it has suggested responses. Now, what's important, it says make this document your firm's own by tailoring the illustrative risks and responses. In other words, you don't just throw this in your file. This is for you to use. So if we go to the first tab, we get the second tab, that's governance, and this has to do with that component. And you see here, you've got the items at the top of what is required, and then you've got a problem area here. The firm does not demonstrate a commitment to quality through the culture that exists throughout the firm. So that's a bad thing. And they said the likelihood of that, because we have a drop down, they said it's low. Well, that's good. Now, they do point out that the impact would be high. And so you've got the likelihood and the impact, which you can report on here, and they've already done that with colors. And of course, you can change that if you want to. I'm going to make it medium, or I'm going to make it high. You can do those types of things and how that plays out. Then they state it is or it is not a quality risk and what a response would be. And it does that. Of course, that's in the governance section. We find the same thing in the relevant ethical requirement area. In the next tab, we have the acceptance and continuance. We have engagement performance, our resources, and finally, information and communication. So each one has at least one quality risk laid out. That is meant to be an example only. You don't just simply fill this out, but it's to help you put the whole thing together.
And there you have it. Well, that wraps up our A&A Alert. If you need any help with this or simply need some engaging and entertaining A&A CPE on a variety of topics, please check out my numerous webcasts at westerncpe.com or come and see me at a live event sometime. Thanks for watching.